Hello everybody. I just checked that everything is working. We're back. Episode 63. Just renamed it on Twitch. And the larvae is like hi larvae. It's like you're having this pre-written message, so whenever I'm online, which is really rarely, he's back with a... Oh, you're unable to hear. Anyway, I'm gonna show you the waving sign, the sign of a waving hand. Yeah, decided to hop back. It's Friday after work. I have some free time, even though I would say moderately exhausted. I decided that it's a good time and a kind of a good vibe to hop in back into the world of Garden of Grind. Currently am pretty devastated by what's ahead of me still, but I have a few ideas in mind, of course. So first of all, I need to sleep because I don't like the nighttime. And now I already see the first problem, which I wanted to deal with last time. It is this. I knew that cobblestone blocks of this exact iteration were unable to spawn mobs on them, so I built a cage, sort of, it's not like a cage, but a farm box out of that cobblestone, thinking that like it's spawn proof, right? Like what can go wrong? Like I was like, I remember building it and thinking that yeah, I'm like, I'm not wrong doing that. I'm definitely gonna achieve the result. There won't be any mobs because this thing, I remember being shocked when I realized that everything was inside of it, you know, and I had to, you know, kill the mobs and do this and that, you know, a bunch of torches and everything. So this was supposed to be definitely an improvement, but it is an improvement. I don't have to place any torches on top of this thing, but what's deep inside this thing is just the usual, as we call it, farmland, right? What do we call it? It's called garden soil, yes, and apparently garden soil is the thing that mobs can spawn on. So our next step would be to slowly fill the garden soil with crop sticks and everything, and this will definitely help us with fending off mobs in this area. Of course, I'll probably be using the beloved difficulty switch thing to clear off the mobs that have accumulated in there. But I'll do it later because I need a plan. Like I really need to know why I am doing that. And as far as I remember, I wanted to plant iron berries in there because considering the fact that I've made this thing covered, this whole farmland plots, I made them covered, it means that I wanted to farm one of those berries that need a light level below 7, which is precisely what I was about to do. But we have realized pretty quickly that... Are we good here? We realized pretty quickly that we need energy source, and that solar panels, the GT version of them, is still a bad choice because I don't really have any idea on how to and how frequent should I actually clean them. So I think I will be relying on the usual loop of solar boiler plus steam turbine for quite some time. I think it's an infinite loop. I don't even have to descale the thing because apparently its scaled version calcified is probably enough for everything that this farm does, and then some. And I really have no use for this experience, so I think I should redo one of the fields into a metal field. And another problem that I faced was the garden soil, which I need just dirt for, and I don't have a lot of dirt. There are quite a few restrictions or roadblocks to getting a lot of dirt. First one being is that we don't have a sufficient source of rotten flesh, and this amounts to a stack and then some, probably a couple of stacks maximum. And also there's an alternative recipe which asks for the leaves instead of what do you call those things, like saplings, I think. So dirt. There are a bunch of recipes. This is the hardest one of all of them because it requires the sapling. Even though I can get a lot of saplings from my benzene production, but you need to wait for that to happen, and from cutting huge rainforest trees, but still, it's not enough. And this thing is quite easy, but manually gathering leaves is also a problem. It's crazy how dirt was always a resource I was kind of like having some of, and then I would think that I need a little more. I'd have to die a few hundred times to actually get enough of it. So it was the thing from the start of the game, from the start of this run. Like, I've always been looking for more dirt, and even though I've already progressed quite far, this seems to be a problem still. Still, still looking for dirt. Still, like, searching the same damn tabs, thinking that I'm gonna find something like this biochaff thing. Yeah, sure, but we do have some biochaff ready to be spun, right? Do you spin them, or do you just macerate it? Don't quite remember. You just macerate that. It's not even a macerator. This one is. And this one's not my macerator. Oh, the macerator is here, but it's a bad macerator because it always runs out of. So I either need a better fluid pipes. I mean, I thought the potent was a good one, and it gives you 6,000 steam per second. And sometimes I see that it uses 6,000, and for some reason over time it runs out of the steam, and you're thinking like, what the hell? If it spends it with the same speed, why does it run dry? But I don't know. I would rather rely on a single block macerator, or I just should get bigger pipes at this point. Still don't know. I do have some blocks. Let's can we get more glue in the system? Because I think that this is supposed to spin for some more to get us the I think those are diodes I'm trying to make. I don't know if you see this, guys, but I think I'm having like little FPS dips. I don't know what causes it. Maybe OBS. I believe my PC is quite okay for this. game to run at constant 144. For some reason I get these 10 FPS dips, and I don't know what causes it. I thought those were the villagers. I killed a bunch of them. Did they just multiply back into their usual amount? Can I see it? Not really. It's still a good amount. It's actually surprising that I'm seeing them from here. All right. So, my closest and probably the most achievable goal today is to finally get the farm running, because I thought I was gonna make it in one episode last time, but no, couldn't. And for that to happen, okay, I also need to worry about my sugar. Do we have sugar anywhere? I need to take care of that. There's a bunch of cane grown. I should never forget to work this field. You know, if you see two stories, well, I don't know what to call it, like 2 layers of that sugar cane, means that I haven't been visiting that in about a couple hours at least. Automating it is also a mission of ours. Maybe a little bit later. So we should chuck that into our multi-block macerator, hoping that it doesn't stop working all of a sudden. It's just 400 Ls. You see, it's not a lot. It's not gonna break this way. Okay. So we do have a crop manager already. As to the rest of the things, we need it's a steam turbine and a this guy, the solar boiler, yes, uses silver. I don't quite remember how much silver it uses. I lost all of my bookmarks after I've updated the world, so I have to redial it. I'm going to be going for the advanced version, of course, because it being descaled turns into a simple solar boiler in terms of power output. And this one would be even worse. I think it's 40 when it's calcified. So basically, we're going for advanced solar boiler to be able to not really care about it at all when it turns into a simple solar boiler. So basically, we could have just crafted the simple one and take care of it after some time when they scale. But let's start with crafting that thing. Luckily, we do have the reinforced glass. Unluckily, we don't have the just glass. We do have the thickened one. I believe that we have to turn it back into the clear one and then use the chisel to make it into the glass of the usual kind. Now 3 here as well, then 2 double silver. It is, as far as I remember, it's 9 in total. Turned into plates. Still don't have the bender of MV tier, so I'm going to be using the LV bender for that. Oh, I should also worry about bees. Oh my god. There's so many things happening at the same time. Okay, cultivated princess plus cultivated drone. Please tell me that takes the quest for us. Because I cannot... Oh, I already gotten it. Now I'm worrying about the diligent princess and only princess for some reason. Before that, look, before that it also asked for cultivated drones, so it also asked for drones. And this branch right here keeps on asking for drones as well. But for some reason, this exact bee, this exact breed of bees, does not require us to get drones, and this one as well, and this one as well. This is the most important type of bee, and they're starting to be forgiving for this thing, because it usually is a lot harder to get both cultivated princess and drone. I don't know why they decided to stop asking that here. If you continue looking, it's also singular drones. I mean, princesses. It kind of simplifies the thing. Alright, we have to go for diligent. Diligent is common plus cultivated, so what do? We get that and that. I should probably get the forestry bee chest. Yeah, forestry. I just saw that. This guy, Apir's chest. It's pretty... Do we have a carpenter? I remember that chest being very useful for us, so I can store bees. Well, usual chest will do just fine. And let's get the common one. All of them are unknown. I believe all of it is pure. Should be pure. Lifespan shortest. It's not really... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. And the common one, let's scan that. Both are common. Shorter lifespan, 3x, which is good. I think we should do that. Let's start. And of course we should sleep. Okay, let that roll around. I will be going back to crafting. I can see that we have bricks. All we need is 5 bronze plates. And then we also have what? Single-use hammer? Seriously? This dude? Okay. Now, double silver should be about done. We'll have to use our hammer again. 1, 2, 3. Then small. Too much trash. What is this steel rod? Where do I... Okay, done. And now turn that into the advanced one. Double wrought iron plate. Okay. Just go for that. Then this triple silver plate. Quite easy. All I need is 1 double, and then just stack them up like that. Now small steel fluid pipe. Have just enough of that. Okay, good. Advanced solar boiler ready. Now probably the most obnoxious thing is going to be the turbine, because it uses a lot of of steel and a lot of different parts like pistons and pumps and everything, we will be persevering anyway. Steam turbine. Requires one circuit, which we don't have because we couldn't get the diodes, but now we do have them, right? Let's try to get the circuit. Thank God I can. Then 2 tin rotors, 1 LV machine casing that should be turned into the LV machine hole. 10 cables, steel plate. We have the steel plate. 10 cables. The circuit. Bronze fluid pipes. Actually, it's a lot easier than I thought. I thought I needed like pumps and everything. Apparently my memory fails me and I'm actually happy that it does. I have the whole set. All I need is one piece of glass to protect the thing from electrocuting on itself. And a bunch of pipes. I don't remember which pipes I used for water. I think those were the easy ones, like the simplest ones. I believe I need a lot of wooden pipes, which I should craft, and some of that should be, I guess, pipes like that. How do we craft wooden pipes? I need the biggest one. Just, yeah, this one's better. Just the planks. Where would I store all my planks? It's an interesting question. Okay, 469 saplings already. It's all good for our dirt. I mean, you can't tell me I don't have that I don't have planks. It's just strange. Can I use a beealyzer to actually put all my honey in there? I mean, maybe it's even better, but wood planks, you have to prep them. It takes too much time. The soft mallets. I have a bunch of soft mallets in my kitchen, I think. Okay, let's use at least one. Okay, 21 large wooden flute pipes. I think it's enough. Well, actually, I do have a bunch of planks. Just didn't see it. Okay. Epic bacon. Keep on ruining our rations. Whatever you call this thing. Nutrition. The more we eat only that kind of food, which gives us 7% of protein, I think that ruins it for the rest of the things like dairy, fruit, grain, and vegetable. I think it ruins it for the rest of it. So it's like, if you don't put anything in your stomach that's of these categories, then and your protein is always 100, that means you're going to lose the rest of those things because you don't actually supplement them throughout the time. You only use protein to get yourself fed. System is pretty broken, I would say. I mean, I can imagine eating only meat, but over time, I would sometimes think that I actually want a salad for myself. So it kind of makes sense, but it's a bit too unforgiving. Like I can live without dairy for a month, but the character can't for some reason. So we should probably do that right now. And what is this? Oh, it's the okay. I'm going to start with what? With this thing? I need to know the middle of this field. Would probably be a good idea to light it up just a bit. Alright, and the next block will be the... Why is it here? Can someone tell me? Why is this pipe here? If the solar boiler should actually be here. Or maybe not here. Anyway, I need to get inside that one. See for myself. I won't be able to see anything. I need to get there from the top. From the top only. It's the only place where I'll see how things are built. So this is the glass and then the boiler. So I understand now. I did it correctly. I place the glass. Boiler comes next. I somehow hook it up to water. Can it actually be hooked up like this? If I... Yes. Then what? Not sure how, but let's imagine that this is how it's supposed to be. Is that it? Oh yeah, and the crop manager itself. We have to... So the layout is that there's a field, there's a soil, crop, soil crop, and this is where we have our crop manager. Right? Or wrong? How's it heating up? Like, I'm literally seeing heat here. Like this red, it's heating. No? It's if it's nighttime. Let's sleep. See if it starts spinning. And while it all starts to work, we're gonna head back to our base to get some electrum item pipes. Ah, it's tiny brass actually. And hook it up to the rest of the distributory system or distribution system. I only have 2 drawers at the time, but I can always add the third one. Like this, pretty useless. Sitting here. So we're just gonna grab that. Visit our underworld of pipes. It's here. And alright. First I need to understand where to lay pipe. Yeah, it started spinning. I believe it gave the energy. Should do that. Also, we need water for that thing, so both connections are... Funny, I think I never did it like that. I don't know why, maybe because this thing should be lower. We're gonna start filling it up with some crops, I think. But before I need to get a... I still don't remember, I never remember whether I should put the conveyor module on the pipe or on the crop manager. I never remember that. I don't want to be using the MV one, even though I really want to. Rubber sheet. Right. Well, this system is the same. Let's see here. We have a conveyor module placed on the bottom part of the crop manager, so this is what we're gonna do, and place it and then do the export setting, I believe. Treasure bag. Don't care. Yeah, all good. I don't want to lose that one garden soil, but I think I will. Yeah, at least now I know that where's the hole. So the hole is there, but there's a bit of a problem. In order to actually get there, we must do all of that. Yeah, it's straightforward like that. and just connect it, and we'll be good. Alright, I think it should work. All we need is to fill it up with some crops and crop sticks. And the most important part is to get the iron berries. I most certainly had them somewhere. Yes, I did. 10. Obviously, we're gonna start slow, so it will need some time to grow out into something, into a meaningful amount. It's funny that that I can't really do anything about it. I cannot leave lights on, but if I break them, the mobs will appear. 100% they will. We're afraid of mobs here. Obviously, they're not going to kill each other and blow the whole thing up, right? They're not going to touch any of those berries because they are unreachable. They can't phase in there. So I'm gonna wait for some time for the first seeds to arrive, and set up this third drawer. Here I will have only the... Oh my god, that's actually bad. I should have done that like 30 episodes ago when I only started with these fields. I should have... Oh my god, I'm so frustrated by the fact that I was thinking like that I should always build these fields, but I was like stagnating and procrastinating and thinking that the time will come because I was so, I don't know, captured by the prospects of the future that I would do this and that, and I was just like HV, MV, LV, all the tiers. I was just encompassed by that. I was thinking that I have to do all of that, and I kind of forgotten about the fields and the importance in my Garden of Grind life. And now I'm sitting at 0 iron berries, literally just waiting for an hour at least for them to bear fruit. Is that how you say that? To start turning them into something else. It'll take me about at least 10 cycles to fill the whole field, you know. And then I need to do that at least 3 more times with copper. How many berries do I actually have? The ones that give you the... So we will need copper, tin, for sure, and probably gold. So there's that. At least 3 more fields. I can kind of sacrifice the concentrated berry field for I'll probably just do tin. And gold, you know what? It's kind of necessary, but at the same time, but at the same time not necessary. I believe that aluminum, tin, and iron are the most important, and gold is like of second importance. People told me to get lead as a berry. You mean the plumbilia? Because that is crap. Well, actually not. It's just 9 in an extractor. It's kind of like okay. And a pretty good source of plant balls, right? I mean, plant balls are straight up. It's a very good source of dirt, because the biochaff can straight give you dirt. So this is what we should do. Right. So I need to prepare for the expansion of my ironberry field. I need a lot of garden soil, and I have some dirt that I can spend. This oxygen is at a dead end here. Can I just get rid of that for now? I need to clean my inventory. So, a lot of wood planks actually. Alas, exactly 0 garden soil. We do have seed oil, which is what we use to make garden soil. I think I'm going to grab those. What do you call them? I always forget, saplings, and spend them on crafting more dirt with the usual recipe that uses zombie hands. I always think like it's a zombie hand. Do you guys see it as a zombie hand? Like rotten flesh. It's strange. I feel like these are the fingers, even though I'm a bit broken maybe, or cut off, and this is like a thumb, you know? Perhaps I'm the only one who sees that, because I have this a bit peculiar imagination. Oh, at least I think I do. What was that, it? I'm so happy to see this many blocks of dirt. I'm for now stopping the production of... Actually, I'm not. I can always do that. Will I get my first emerald today? That is the question of a lifetime. I won't, will I? Look at that. I've gotten things that are even more, that are rarer than... I haven't got the diamond. Well, I guess that's not that rare. I've opened at least 2,000 of those things. Should be about time I get the first one found. And I like how these things give me dirt as well. Very useful. Oh, yeah. I've recently taken some interest in Pokemon cards. I don't know if you've ever heard of, probably you did. Collectibles, you know, TGS I think it's called. TGC, I'm not sure. Like trading game card, I don't know. Not good with abbreviations, but anyway, It feels like I haven't really bought any packs and haven't really opened them because I think in my country there aren't that many people that actually do those things. And even if I were to get a very rare card that I could potentially sell or trade into something else, I think I would just find the clients, and shipping this thing online back and forth would be a very problematic fee-wise thing. So I was just like thinking about buying some stuff and just kind of like, you know, replaying that thing in my head, like how I would open those packs and what would be out of, what would come out of those packs, like. And this scrap box thing is exactly that. It's like you literally open cards and most of them cost even less than what you've paid for the pack, which is quite quite okay. Speaking of currencies and money overall and how it's being made, that on average you should get less from a pack than what it's worth. But every now and then you would get a diamond that'll change everything for you. But here in the reality of Garden of Grind, diamond is nothing. Even in my at my stage where diamonds can actually be used for something interesting, like spikes for farms, and considering you don't get diamonds from anywhere else because you don't have veins, it's okay. But getting an emerald, or I mean a green sapphire, is actually probably akin to one of the most expensive cards. Like, there is nothing in this scrapbox game, in this gacha game, that you would pull and it would mean something. There's nothing better than a green sapphire gem. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is one of the coolest things that you can get from there, because it's the only thing that actually halts your tier progress and everything. So I know I'm not lucky, even though my history playing this game can tell you otherwise, because at points I was really lucky, but I was questionably lucky. That time when I got my first sapling, it wasn't long ago when I started spinning villagers. The sapling I got was not the best one, but that was enough for me to start myself into the wood age, and that was good. You know, maybe lag spikes are all from the multitudes of floating items I'm gathering throughout the gameplay. I also want to give a try, give this thing a try, I mean the automatic storage system, like let's say 20 drawers, all piped up to this farm, you know, just as a distribution system, probably right in here. It doesn't matter where it's supposed to be, like maybe here, or maybe underneath, but actually I would want to see what I'm collecting. And I want the infinity upgrades on those drawers and some of them. But I'm actually pretty interested, how does a drawer work when it comes to items that are not stackable? Like, and how I would separate those, the healthy items from the broken ones. Do I just go for filters for healthy items, and then the rest would just go into a separate storage, like just a chest, where you would have different percentages, or just goes to trash, straight up trash? Yeah, probably be a good idea to just trash those low durability gear. Arrows and bones, I would just, you know, trash them as well, because it doesn't mean anything to me, really. But the iron and steel is good. It's just a lot of iron. It's something we'll always look forward to. Coal is good. I don't want for anything to be backed up at my farm. I think that causes lag spikes. And as to the most jarring thing that has recently happened to me, is the fact that in my country, or maybe it's Twitch's policy, I'm not sure, something happened and they lowered the rendering quality, or just the quality of the streams that happened from the place where I'm at. So when I was streaming at a 1080 or 1080, they call it P, I would see that the quality was quite okay. And you might have noticed that something happened even though you were at 1080p. I believe if I check it right now on Twitch, it says 1080p, right? Should be saying that. Oh, actually, no, it says 720p 60 source. That's the thing. I think it's probably a Twitch's policy that I'm not good enough, so they disabled 1080p for me. So now I'm streaming at a really bad quality, if you pixelate it, I would say. I'm not sure how that translates into the quality of content. Maybe it's good enough for people to see me do things at that in that kind of quorum's high. It's been a long time. So yeah, I've been ranting about the fact that I'm streaming at 720p right now. Twitch lowered everybody's settings who's from my country, I guess. Or maybe it's their policy that concerns the affiliates and people that have higher ranks. So if you're not good enough, you're trash, so you get that kind of bit rate. And I've been looking over my own videos, the recordings of streams, and they actually look worse, you know? For Minecraft, a pixelated game on its own, it's okay, you know? But if I were to stream something more like graphic heavy, I would probably be met with some criticism. But what I noticed is that the video was downloaded in about 15 minutes on YouTube. That for a 2-hour video, that's a great time, you know. That's great timing. So I don't know, guys. I think this world is slowly trying to squeeze me out like a pimple or something. I'm not sure. I feel like sooner or later, even if I were to be motivated again, I would just be met with unfairness of the world, and I would just not be able to stream at all. So if that ever happens, I'll probably just, I don't know, let you know somehow, somewhere on social media. Well, the only social media you got for me is YouTube, so maybe I'll post a huge message there saying how I'm thanking all of you for watching my streams and everything, but time has come, and the internet killed me. That might happen. That's very likely to happen at some point. I'm not even, like, dramatizing anything, you know? It's just the reality of today's internet in some countries. And I wouldn't even start saying that my country has some weird policies concerning internet. I know that it's everywhere right now where people are censoring and banning things, and, you know, we talked about this site that has restrictions in the UK. Imgur, I think it's for the posting pictures, hosting site. Now they don't have it for some reason. They kind of like disagreed on some policy or something. So these things are happening everywhere around the world, but in some countries it's more severe than the others, in the others, and things might happen to me, you know. Some people are streaming on Kick. I believe there's a platform like that. I think it's the one that's green, right? I haven't ever even been on this site, so I don't know anything about that. Maybe one day, if Twitch kills me, I'll probably go to try myself out on Kick. Who knows? Or maybe I'll just I'll be doing things on YouTube. But YouTube is funny for me because I cannot just watch YouTube. I have to. I have this thing which is like an extension for browser, which goes for like I don't know the name of it. I know the name of it, but it doesn't matter. The thing is that it's like a local VPN for just the YouTube, and I can only access YouTube through that thing. Without it, it doesn't even load up the videos. You know, that's the thing in my country right now. So I don't think I will be able to stream on YouTube because it doesn't work without VPN, and VPN most certainly won't allow me the speed. And I don't know, things are tough right now, everywhere. The most interesting thing is that nobody's thinking about the little man like me, you know, the ones who just want to stream games, you know, have fun on the internet. Oh, it's Russia. And I'm not by any chance like blatantly blaming my country for anything. I believe that my country isn't the only one who's got the restrictions of sorts, but YouTube is actually almost banned in our country. We have to use stuff to get there, you know. And they're saying like our local video hostings are as good or even better, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt, but you know, YouTube has been accumulating videos of all sorts for tens of thousands of, what am I saying, like tens of years, right? 20 years, maybe even more. It has videos on everything, and other video hostings are only starting to come up in this world, you know. So banning or restricting YouTube, I don't know, because somebody said something on that platform. I don't know, like, do you ban air if somebody says something out loud that's not cool enough? You never ban air or earth or, I don't know, patch of ground. Well, apparently you can. That's called war. The thing is that it hurts the little people, you know. Like, I'm sort of an honest working man, without any kind of like angle against my country or anything. And I just want to go home and chillax, as they say, playing my game and talking to people. And I have to go through hoops to actually be able to do that. Right now, it's still fine. I'm still on Twitch, even though they kind of cut my quality by a quarter. made a 720 a source for me. It's not even 1080 anymore. I believe if they go further, they're just gonna literally kill me as a character on the internet. Not that I'm trying to go anywhere with it. I'm just chilling, you know. It's always sad, and it's almost always justified somehow. And you're like, what can I do? Yeah, sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, sure. Banning this, sure. Banning that, sure. I will have enough fun just staring at a wall at this point. You know, actually, considering that the YouTube is banned, wall is actually showing me a lot more than a black screen whenever I turn on the YouTube. Alright, I'm gonna check on the bees. I believe that the cycle completed itself. And Contasol, oh, I'm sorry, not Contasol, Corms. Contasol's also online here. Corms, how, do you still play GregTech? How are you doing in regards to that? Have you achieved anything meaningful since last time we shared a few words? Because as you can see, I'm streaming quite rarely, and I'm like a car that's stuck in the mud, you know, like trying to you know, get out of it, but instead I'm just getting deeper and deeper into the mud. I've started to work on the basics again. Like, I'm trying to tie up the loose ends of my base, starting with resource production, the most rudimentary thing, elementary thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've also been like on and off for the past 2 months, I think, if not more. Just kind of lost the vibe and haven't been really energetic. I don't know, sometimes like my body has this vibe when it doesn't want to do anything, and I can't really go past that. But it's not like I'm being paid by Twitch or anything. Oh, you know what? I always like to tell my stories of the high days when I was like almost finishing GregTech, and actually I was also about to start crafting the Eye of Harmony. That's where I stopped playing my previous world, and that's where I lost my progress, sort of the quest book progress. So I decided to start again. So I don't know. This point before crafting EOH is kind of like, you know, a lot of people stop before it because like they feel like for this next, you know, dash or surge of you need to wait, you know, to gather up some strength because you know the Eye of Harmony it's the last stretch to right. I think it's the last stretch before you get the. You're not gonna stop if you built the first Eye of Harmony. You start upgrading it, and then you get the other Eyes of Harmony. Maybe 16 of them, 64 of them, and then by the time you did that, you'll probably have enough resources for at least the first few parts of the Stargate, and this is actually the end of the game. So Eye of Harmony and its crafting is the last thing to do here. So maybe you're actually pretty wise that you've stopped doing and started doing other things. Oh, I've already gotten diligent. No. This one. Slowly progressing with bees. Not even pushing anything. Like, how can you push stuff here? Like, are you like giving birth or something? It's like it's a very slow game. You can't push anything. I tried to push. Something else came out. That's where I decided that I need to stop and just chill. Think about the importance of basics. Yeah, I am sure that you're going to beat the back. I'm just, you know, there's one thing that can actually prevent you from doing that. First is, well, there are a couple of things. First is death, you know. Second is some intense turning point in your life when you go like, okay, I can't even think about games right now, you know? Or in my case, it's a very rare thing, but I was moving places and moving my PCs at the same time. Things got lost in between, but that's not. If you value your world, I guess I didn't value my world enough, because yeah, you know, everything felt so thin. You know, I was like, every farm that I had there, every piece of setup was made with a flaw in it. So I would run around and I would constantly fix stuff, and I was feeling so tired of my world at some point that maybe that's why I gave up. I don't think you will. Most of the people that I meet here, they're quite smart and they just know what they're doing, and they never make such mistakes, and their worlds are actually strong, you know, and yeah, sure. It can take you a month or even a half a year, you know, but it's gonna be done. And then you can just feel good about yourself, you know, for the rest of your life. You don't even have to do it for the second time, or even if you decide to, you can just do it at a snail's pace. No? You don't think so? Silly that you will be feeling good because of a game. It is silly until it isn't. Until you actually feel good and you start asking questions like, why do I feel good that I did something in a... Basically staring at a monitor. Why do I feel good staring at an object for 2 years or, I don't know, 1 year? Because if we're looking at a global picture, you are just sitting and staring at one point in your screen, or maybe at different points, pressing some buttons, and over time you start feeling good. It's crazy. It's like life wants us to, I don't know, save the world to feel good. Let's do something meaningful that is palpable, you know. But instead, we lie to ourselves so much that even the slightest feat of achievement in a game is what makes us feel good. I am like that. I'm not saying that anybody is like that. Some people might even get offended when you say that certain things matter to them. But you wouldn't have been playing the game, right? If it weren't for the satisfaction that you get from it. It is silly. I've told myself that a bunch of times, that all of that is very silly. Perhaps even, I don't know. It feels like you're spinning slots at a casino. All this rush to get the better stuff. Still feels good. Alright, I'm gonna go check on my crops. I don't even think I need to wait for the fourth stage to get the seeds for expansion. This is where things can get dangerous, so I do peaceful. Alright. What's up, dudes? Size 2 out of 4. Can harvest? No. We have to wait for 50 more minutes or so. While we're doing that, we are going to craft more farmland. Technically, I've already achieved my goal for today. Started the farm. But I got some more energy in me, so I want to craft drawers. Maybe I have them. Well, maybe not drawers, because some smart people told me that drawers actually have a very expensive recipe for void upgrades, which is an essential part of my mob farm storage. And if we're talking about barrels, and the Jabba ones, do just type in upgrade. Yes, and an infinity. Wait, the void upgrade is just 4 pistons and a void chest, which is just 4 obsidian plates and a bunch of trash. Literally trash cans. And it uses 2 slots of upgrades, which means what? Which means we will need to use the structural MK2 barrel. So we use some copper to turn a barrel into a MK2 barrel, which provides us with 3 slots. And then we use the void upgrade on it, which uses 2 slots and leaves us with 1 slot, which then... Oh. Actually, now I understand this system. I don't think we need any more upgrades with this one. It holds 4,000. Wait. Yeah, I understand. It's just strange that MK1 upgrade uses wood planks, and how much? Just a better barrel, the basic version. How much does it have? How many slots does it have on its own, without any upgrades? Does it say anything about that? I'm gonna go Google that real quick. Better barrel. Wikipedia. Says its base capacity is 64 stacks, and I believe that it is 64 items if we do unstockable items. The maximum number of upgrade slots is marked under slots provided in the tooltip. Other upgrades improve storage and usability and use one or more slots. How many slots does it have on its own? It's like nobody mentioned. Nobody even thought about mentioning it. What if it already has 3 and I don't need to upgrade that? What if it has 2 so that you can't use the void upgrade, and upgrading it up by just 1, turning into a structural MK1 would be enough? How would I know that? Do I need the second upgrade, the copper one, or I can go with the same? People would say, go test this. I don't want to test it. I want to know. This game's been out for like 10 years, 11 I think at this point. Almost 11. And I'm not seeing... Okay. The player may upgrade their barrels by first adding structural upgrades. Oh, it doesn't say anything. We will have to test that. So how many barrels do we need? I need to know the exact amount of types of items we can get from... Or maybe I get the barrels for the most important stuff. Like all parts of golden armor. And again... You know, the hardest and toughest thing here is that I need to test that as well. So we've got 3 golden helmets. Please work. You know what I'm talking about, guys? It's the fact that all of these helmets are similar, but they have a different... well, these 2 have the similar enchantment, projectile protection 4, but the third one has fire protection 3 and aqua affinity. So the thing is that I'm afraid that I won't be able to put the same golden helmets in the same drawer or in the same barrel if they have different enchantments. That will kill the whole strategy I'm thinking about. I am going to test it right now. I just need to find a few barrels for myself. I am sure I have them somewhere lying around my base. Yes, there's a barrel. Please work. Please work. Alright, this is a golden helmet. And we go with the second one, they have the same enchantment. And then we try to do the third one and doesn't do it. Oh my god. I cannot put this third helmet. Oh my god. That should be the thumbnail of this episode. Me hitting the barrel with the third helmet, knowing that its enchantment is different. So... how's that gonna work? It's not gonna work. Do I need like 30 barrels just for helmets? Technically speaking, we can have a section of barrels that are simply for as like a middleman, a middle point before turning those pieces of gear into the dust. It's like a buffer, and so that the items that are here are not going to be staying there forever. They're going to be moving, you know. So that now this barrel is filled up with the helmets with certain type of enchantment. But as soon as the other items have been processed through in a macerator, it's going to move those there, and this third helmet with a different enchantment can go inside and then wait for its turn. And I can have about, like, I don't know, 8 barrels at the same time, not more. And each barrel can store its own piece of gear. And I believe that 8 pieces of gear in rotation at all times is probably a maximum amount of how many of those pieces of gear I can get from a farm, considering the fact that it's always being processed, you know. So maybe it's not a problem. All I need is actually 8 barrels and S for the pieces of gear. The next question is, how do I actually make sure that only the gear gets into those barrels, into that buffer of barrels? Do I filter out the rest of the items? Like all the bones, all the arrows. Do I just filter it all out into the trash? How do I even have all those items? There's 1 type, 2 types, the bows with different enchantments, all of that should be filtered out. And then pistons, of course. I should probably... Well, you see, it's a difficult task. Maybe I'm stupid, which is very, very likely. But I'm seeing it as a very hard task to complete. Maybe that's why I didn't do that yet. Well, technically, the only sane purpose of this farm is to collect liquid XP, and that is done. I mean, that is done, you know. I do that. There's a bunch of things I can do to upgrade my farm, like get these enchantments that drop more XP orbs. Oh my god. Wow. Thank god my sword is good enough. I almost blew up my whole situation here. I don't know why I'm even looking at this thing. I can just wait for those iron berries to appear in one of those chests. So as long as I don't keep these ones full, nothing else is gonna fold over into this 3rd drawer, so we're good. This is where I keep my water. I remember this strange setup. What else? So I'm not really sure what to do with this thing. I just have to think hard. Or get help from Twitch. It's like, please chat, help me. I remember Larvae having a huge storage of from his mob farm in his world. I do remember that when he was showing me around his base. But there are quite a lot of drawers, I think. How did he separate pieces of gear from trash? Like, I just cannot even imagine the amount of, like, the filtering that's supposed to go into place to sort out all the unwanted items. Let's say I only want to roll the gear. I can't lock the gear. I could have locked the gear before the trash. Like, I would have a barrel with gear, or a buffer with gear, with all the locked pieces of gear, just, you know, one in the amount of 1 before the trash barrel, so the rest could go there after all the gear gets into place. But considering that every other, like, probably every piece of gear can have a different enchantment, it means that I would have to lock all kinds of combinations of gear, and it can be hundreds of barrels, which will most definitely lag my world. What's the other option? I don't have any kind of ore dictionaries or anything to work with. no open computers to just make a bot that would. I can't even make bots. I'm not a software engineer or anything. What do I do? Maybe the sound of them dying will help me. Maybe I'm thinking too archaically at it, or about it. Maybe, you know, I've never tried logistics pipes. Maybe that's the next new wave, you know, of technology for me, which I haven't yet discovered. Maybe they have solutions within the realm of that mod. You know, I remember having mob farms through EEC, right? This automated mob farm. I was having trouble doing the pieces of gear that sorting pieces of gear that had like 10%, 15, 19%. I couldn't. They were just stored on a cell, and each of them occupied its own, you know, chunk of memory. Chunk of space, and I couldn't do anything with it. And I believe that if IMI system cannot do that, then it's like it's not possible for logistics pipes as well. I need help. At the same time, let's imagine that I have 20 drawers, 20 barrels. Each barrel has its own item of the trash category, like bones and ink sacs and everything, paper, coal. Let's say those are actually trash, even though maybe they're not. I'm gonna put a void upgrade on every one of those barrels, and every time a bone drops, it's gonna go straight into those barrels. And pieces of gear that are not filtered anyhow are gonna go straight through that buffer of items and right into the macerator. And as to the broken pieces of gear, how do I filter those out? I have no goddamn idea. Still, I have this roadblock in my head I can't go about. I don't have enough IQ for that. IQ insufficient. Also should be breeding crops at the same time. It's crazy. Nah, it's undoable. It's not doable. It's more likely that a person can start levitating than that happening with all the filtering. I mean, I have more chances to fly than that. Okay, I'm so glad that I'm actually developing a farm of iron, because apparently I cannot be efficient enough with this mob farm to rely on any automation whatsoever. Maybe a smart person would drop by and tell me I'm stupid because I could have done this and that, but now I don't have a single clue on how to proceed with this. I want to sacrifice a stack of steel to keep rolling that gacha club we're having here, because it still gives us vacuum tubes and everything, and even dirt. It's valuable enough so we can probably do a bunch of things. Got some sugar. Still a lot of manual movement, but I'm fresh now, so I'm withstanding that. Not like this last time when I was like, I don't want to do this and that. I don't want to play the game because it's manual. It's all about automation now, and the only thing I automated is yapping about how I didn't automate anything. Let's go check the bee. And let's think about that. There is a crop which I was developing called hemp. And I wanted this hemp. Why did I pick it up, man? Oh my god. I was gonna make that hemp grow, and then I would destroy this crop, which is just reed. I would get rid of that reed and place another hemp here, because I want 4 hemps around this spot, and this middle crop is going to be the one where I'll be getting a lot of things out of hemp. Like, let's see, hemp can give us a lot of things. Most importantly, I was aiming at, oh my god, there's so many things. I don't remember what I was aiming at. I thought I was gonna see that here, but apparently there are so many things that, well, primordial berry, breeding chance 1%, something. I think ender pearl was I was going for, or ender eye maybe. Yeah, I think I was going for an ender eye. Here's how you get it. But there's but I'm not seeing ender eye crop, which means that maybe I need to check on dust. Enderbloom. Perhaps that is the crop. But how do I know what it gives me? Yeah, the enderbloom, that's the thing. And there's a hemp way of making it. Once I have enderbloom, it's gonna give me eyes, which I will then spend on what? Oh, another good way of creating energy is getting to IV to use the Grandmaster Magic Energy Absorbers. Those are crazy good, crazy good. All you need is a bunch of void plates and a dragon heart. Where do I get that? Okay, I'm expecting my first yield of... Well, actually, I think I need to enable or disable this thing that make that cuts crops when they're at 3 stages instead of 4. Let's go check. Maybe I already can do that. Actually, I believe that in order for crops to give more seeds, I will have to wait for the 4th stage, which is what... Okay, it's still not enough. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? If I disable full harvest growth, it's still gonna give me those little bits of iron berries, and those are still gonna be plantable. So let's bin that idea of sorting mobs and concentrate on what? Yeah, let's go check bees. Bees are the other source of resources I'm looking forward to, but I'm not sure how good I can be with that, considering that there's a finite amount of princesses I can get. So it's not like I could set up 64 alvearies of or apiaries of a single type of bee to get a lot of resources like an iron bee. No, it's not gonna work. I know that. So apparently I got a cultivating princess. Well, I need a diligent one, which is here, and it's the shortest lifespan, which is really good, and at 3x. We need to breed that in, make that a main trait. There's that, which has shorter, it's not really good, and there's this guy. This is what we need. We need to make it that next time it hits this guy, it makes it an active trait. Let's go, Gamba. Gamba boys. Then we'll have ourselves a very good cultivated bee. Or cultivating bee. Alright. I think I shouldn't procrastinate and just craft, like, I don't know, 6 more pairs of farms. I mean, the solar boiler plus turbine plus conveyor module, so 6 sets. So whenever I'm, like, feeling like I should get the next field, I should just go and do it. Since I'm going to switch one of those XP berries onto a different type of field, which I can already do now, I believe that I will hold off this expansion again because I don't need golden berries right now. But I might need some other things, like maybe I'll have a field that has like an assortment of things. Like there's like maybe 9 plots, 9 crop sticks that are doing salt, 9 crop sticks that are doing ender bloom, if I ever get that, 9 crops that are doing lead, and some other things. I can already see the first influx of iron berries. There's 6 of them. It's fine. It's okay. It's not a lot, but it's honest work, and I can already replant those. Of course, I'm going to be using peaceful difficulty right now, because there's a creeper. That's definitely going to make things a lot worse for us if we don't deal with it right away. I will be slowly filling up the fields. And now it's not going to be taking this long, because now it only waits for the 2nd stage to happen. Yeah, you see? And it's going to be harvested just about now. Done. This 97 will also be done pretty soon. So I shall come back and get other berries. So we should just, you know, see, I got 10 now. We should come back from every now and then and just do that. All right, ironberry. Easy recipe. I might even go for molten iron at this point. 2 seconds per. Actually, no. I think it's to go with macerator. It's pretty intense. There's that. Turning it into nuggets. Still nuggets. Huh. Actually, wait. That's interesting. It's not duplication, but it's actually pretty good. Look, it's free steel. All you do is get those, you call those chiseled stone bricks, like a stack of those mixed up with a stack of iron ore berry, you get a stack of steel nuggets. So by just collecting 4,000 of iron berries and thinking that, oh man, I don't know what to do with them, because I did have that feeling with aluminum ore berries. I was like there's 4,000 of them and the rest is backed up, and I was like, where do I put them? I don't need this many nuggets of aluminum. I could just, you know, salvage the rest of those unneeded iron ore berries into steel nuggets and just craft myself 3 to 4 stacks of steel. No biggie, you know. Just by using nothing, literally just chiseled stone. It's nothing. Because of this recipe is like 15 seconds in an LV macerator. It's, I don't know, it's kind of slow. It's okay, but it's slow. Okay, we'll come back in 15 minutes to yield the rest. Here's another 2. I should be planting them as soon as I see them, without waiting for a big batch, because every second matters now. Should go craft up some crop sticks. If I remember correctly, this is just cut logs, no? Long wood stick, which is just wood in a lathe. There's our wood. In the lathe. Funny how there's no hopper. Now there is. Maybe I should have exploited that water, man. I feel like, because I said no to that, I backslid so much, you know. I mean, I could have just, would have been so easy. This wouldn't have ever stopped, like no steel needed, nothing. I don't know why I was suddenly all sacred. I don't know righteous about something. Like, it's like, I know I've been doing a bunch of dirty stuff in this game. Well, not the most faithful playthrough ever. That's not the most cheating, not the most faithful. But suddenly at the very important point of the game, I decided to go like, nah, I'm gonna be using steel for that. For that, 3 or 2 million of items recycled. It's about 100,000 steel, I think, maybe 50,000 steel for all that to happen, and that's a lot. If I remember correctly, aluminum should be processed into the raw aluminum. There's one shitty thing about the peaceful setting that I get from time to time is because it decreases the speed of me getting hungry, which is why I shouldn't be running around with this turned on unless necessary, which it isn't. Finally, I've gotten rid of these frames. I think that temporary acceleration is actually worse than no acceleration because I want my things to be steady at all times. And if it's less speed, let it be less speed, because I don't want to worry about crafting another set of frames, because it's just too much to do, you know. Okay, hemp size 3 out of 3. I break this. Should have used weeding trowel instead. And now I want to breed stuff. I want this to become either hemp. Well, hemp is the only possible thing. And then I want to breed it onto these two things. Once I have achieved that, we'll have total control in this field of a very good crop that can give us a lot of things. So let's say I covered the resource production on the basic level. Where do I go next? Actually, I didn't cover anything. Let's look at the tab again. Obviously, there's this thing, which should be running at all times, and might be useful to have an electrolyzer loop around my EBF, like a little pipe that turns in the oxygen cells and gives back the empty cells that are then processed in an electrolyzer, which has infinite source of sugar being macerated on top of a farm. Not a big farm, of course. Could be a good thing, because I spent a lot of time doing that. But that sugar should come from a farm that's doing lots of things that I've described, like a setup of a farm that has a lot of plots for different purposes. I believe, like, if it's 11 by 11 and 3 fields, I should have like every 4x4, or let's count 5x5, would be of one crop. And let's say those 5x5, actually, let 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5x5 is actually enough. I will have four 1, 2, 3, 4 fields of different crops on every layer, plus there is like an excess little lines of crops that are not getting used because it's the 6th one, because it's 11. Those are going to be forming another plot, like a piece of I would say those would form another 5x5 on average, I think. So it's 5 different types of crops per one layer, which is 15 in total in a whole setup. This will allow us to farm 15 different crops at a somewhat slow/moderate speed. I could put salt in there, sugar. Well, I'm not sure about the sugar. Maybe sugar should be its own huge field, because it's a lot of, I will need a lot of sugar. But considering that reed is growing quite fast, maybe we'll be good with just a 5x5. So there will be lead if I get that. Yeah, it's a solid idea. I won't have to get a lot of those setups, just one, and it'll be feeding all of my base, sort of. Multiple needs. I could go for Bender right now, and the bending is quite important because it allows you to make obsidian, dense obsidian plates for a void upgrade, but those actually, those actually need a red alloy wire as well, and upgrades like this, which is a piston. I don't know. Auto mining is useless. We're in the sky. Advanced maceration is useless. We have a multi-block. Oh yeah, the multi-blocks. Could go for multi-blocks. I truly believe I should move my electrolyzer around to this spot. I have a little pipe leading to this. Whenever I need to use my electrolyzer for something else, I would just disconnect the pipe that's beneath. Yeah, let's do that. At least try to do that. We should keep the pump on top. Okay, now to enable all the connections. If that makes sense. We need a tiny pipe. It moves one stack every 4 seconds. Presumably that's enough. Alright, so what does that do? I'm going to need to right-click this thing with a screwdriver to allow input from output. My output is on the bottom, and I do that item output thing, and then I put a conveyor module. Let's even use the MV1, I don't care. It should be a little bit faster than one item per 20 seconds, and well, covers the whole thing, cannot even see it. Say import, it should get us our cells back, and we somehow need to I don't know, provide sugar from this side. Yes, this is where we'll store our sugar. We get a hopper plus... Oh my god. Hopper plus chest. A drawer would be better, of course. Maybe we get a drawer somewhere. There are a bunch of drawers that are useless. Can use those. And just like that. Probably turn it around to this spot, and then just right-click sugar like that, and it's gonna be slowly but surely transferring here. Once it reaches 32, it's gonna do that. It's gonna do just that, and then I want to see, I can't see it. Can't see what's going on behind this thing. I'm gonna grab some more of those pipes and just route it underneath the EBF, so I could have better visuals on. Actually, I don't have any more of those pipes. What a pity. Stupid. Alright, here we have our oxygen cell plus carbon. What do I do with the carbon? I need another drawer. Apparently we'll be storing carbon as well. Somewhere here, let's say. Yeah, I understand the thing. Yeah, and I want to lock it. I can't lock it. Yeah, the 50 oxygen has just been transferred, which get us our cells back once they're spent, and they are being spent right now. So yeah, the setup is working. That's cool. All I need is to supplement it with sugar from time to time, and I've just about reduced the amount of manual fiddling with it up to a half, I think, of what it was before. Alright, there's some food situation. I always forget that I have this cool thing that catches fish for me. And it's broken. I should did a bunch of fish, so I can cancel the fatigue from eating epic bacon. Well, fish is also protein. What can I cook? Cup of coffee, curry powder. There's a bunch of things I can cook, like veggie strips. Let's do them. Okay. That should have, yeah, nutritional value 100 now. We're good. It's not moving anywhere. Why is it not moving? Come on. Yeah, let's actually craft some brass first. Maybe I have it here. Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, I have a shit ton of brass plates I can use for crafting a pipe. 8 is enough for now, because I want to route that underneath. You know, you see it's not reducing. So, I'm gonna whip out my crowbar. It's because it's 52 here and it wants to give it a whole stack or something. Anyway, for the sake of visibility, I am rerouting the pipe. I need a bucket of water. Or I know there's a pathway underneath somewhere. I could just hop into that space and lay myself away just like that. Here's alright, so this is the thing. I will turn it like this. Okay. Like that. And done. Now all we need to do okay. Now it's the Gring has just stolen all my Christmas presents. Yeah. Hi, Kevlar. It's going good. I mean, I don't play very often, but every now and then I have a chance to hop in and do something meaningful. Yeah, it's fine. I'm sorry, I'm joking. I know those jokes might be offensive. I think I do it in the spirit of cheering people up, and you might as well you. I'm not sure if people are good with when we kind of point out their mistakes. I also mistype a lot. I'm okay. Like trying to. I've just finished setting up the ironberry field. Now I'm waiting on the berries itself to expand more because I don't have the full, however many stacks you need for the whole 3 layers. So I'm waiting on that. Plus I'm doing the recycling right now. Still at 0 green sapphires, but I'm not quitting. What is this? Trying crops, trying bees at the same time, running around my base. And how's your everything, Kevlar? Busy bee. No, I would have been a busy bee if I were streaming every day, but no. I'm a hibernating bee that doesn't play for a month and then comes back with a bunch of rumble about everything. I'm gonna delete that. It's kind of a healthy pace in terms of distributing manual work. I did a bunch of things at a bee house. Now I'm waiting for another bee to spawn, so it's about 15 minutes of work. I mean, of idling. Then I went to the crops, saw that the middle one sprung into something. Scanned it to see if it's not weed. It is what the hell is cyazinth? Is it something good? Skyberry. What is skyberry? It's a dye, right? I hope it's nothing important because I just killed it. No. Oh my god. I was like asking where is all my sugar. I couldn't have just went through 64 stacks of sugar and then I realized it's all in the hopper now. Alright, we also wanted some crop sticks. We have ourselves longwood sticks at the ready. And all we can do now is just put it into an assembler under the 2 circuit. Here they are. Very easy. I was thinking about math just now. Like, remember me trying to fish out the golden apple plus splash potion of weakness? How I was getting the first bag, the first 10 bags, the treasure bags. And then I would flip my save a bunch of times trying to get at least one of those items from the pool of 10 bags, and if I failed, I just cheated in. I deleted the results and cheated the treasure bags back in, thus alternating the results. I could do the same thing with scrap boxes. Let's say get like 10 stacks of scrap boxes, which is a very feasible amount for me, and then open them. And I was trying to math the math. Like, I'm not really well versed in that, but I was thinking, like, how many tries on average would a person need to fish out 9 green sapphires from a set of 10 scrap boxes. How many tries would I need with with all of those 10 stacks? Because on average I get a green sapphire every 0.01%. If I every 0.02%. This is the chance, the odds of getting that. We don't even consider the fact that some percent of scrap boxes that we open don't give us anything. So if we count all that, what would the formula be to even count those things? I want to check the scrap boxes. I want to see the odds of getting anything from scrap box. Nothing. Oh, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe every scrap box that I open always gives something. It should be like that, right? Because I remember opening them and all of them would give something. Let's test that. I think I've collected enough of those to see. Like 9, yeah. So, yeah, there's always something. Alright. That is good. That's gonna be easier to count for a basic math person. Alright, so the math goes as follows. 60% on average is going to be a piece of scrap. I don't even need to account that, because all I can count is 0.02% of getting this green sapphire. So on average, how many scrap boxes do I need to get one green sapphire? 2,000? 200? 20,000? Well, the thing is, I think I should have like a lot of tries to get all the 9 in a single batch, because I've opened a lot more than 10 stacks of scrap boxes and I didn't get a single thing out of it. I should never forget to sleep, because the bees are idling while the night reigns. Where are we going with bees actually? Let's see. There's some hard or soft lock. I don't remember. I mean, I will obviously need witchery and everything to continue into this whole situation, because starting from clay, you're gonna need like damp biome, which I can't really get. You know, the resource bees where the fun starts. The tin one is actually normal. But you need to craft that from clay, which is already an altered biome situation. Peat is normal. rural, normal, copper, that's the fun one. No, also normal. Iron, also normal. Nickel, also normal. Actually, most of those guys are normal. It's just that the clay one can be a problem for us. Yeah, if we start on frugal, we get the fun stuff. Austere as well. Requires arid humidity. All that too. It's for what? Hermetic to Certus, to Lapis, to Diamond, Olivine, Emerald, Plutonium. Well, that's a long story. But even zinc is normal. So all the basic... Well, aluminum starts to get funky, but all the basic Bs that give us resources are actually normal. So I think we're well secured in terms of resources in the future, be it crops or bees. Yeah. Redstone is useless, but the redstone bee, that's a different kind of situation. Or even the ruby princess, maybe. Well, it gives the comb, which we can't spin. It only gives us the purified ruby ore, which is really expensive for us, unless we get a lot of salt. There's a bee called redstone, red alloy princess. That's the thing. This is what I want. This would be crazy to get that. But red alloy on its own is normal. Plus redstone, which is... I'm getting that as well. Wow. It's easy. I can breed that. Red alloy into redstone alloy maybe. Huh? How about that? Even pulsating iron would be good. Well, it kind of requires damp to get the pulsating iron. And we should not forget the fact that I can always breed out the unwanted characteristic out of a bee. So if I'm getting the pulsating iron, I can just travel to a damp place, hopefully finding it within 100 blocks with the sky bridges that I'm going to build. Do the funky stuff in here to breed out this iron princess, the dampness in it, and then get it back to my main domain, where I will just have it work for me. Pulsating iron is important. Well, it requires an HV centrifuge. That's where the fun starts, which we don't have, because it is very important for, let's say, even electrolyzing that, because it gives iron, straight iron, or for chests that hold 4 million items. The super chests, and they all require pulsating iron. Redstone alloy, I want to say redstone alloy is the easiest thing ever, because it is centrifuged in an ULV, which is, it's going to be very fast once we get that. There's a chance for us to electrolyze it back into raw silicon, so it's also free silicon for us. Guys, it's so crazy. Can't even imagine. Let's see if we have any more of these guys that are free for us. Well, we can get that, but titanium is already... Well, first of all, we're gonna need the titanium block of manganese, actually. Oh no, we need a block of titanium to get the titanium B, and smelting that is another problem. Well, Bs are totally possible, and the rest is history. Alright, we got an unweary... What is this? Is that even in the line? Unwary drone. That... Thriving... gives what? This gives a lot more honey. Robust. Maybe I was actually... I think I know what I was aiming at. Unweary plus diligent gives you industrious, which is really important. I'm glad I got that, because industrious is where we're heading. And then plus meadows, the simplest one, gives us the copperum, which gives us copper nuggets. And those nuggets are the copper nuggets. Pretty cool. Ferrous gives us iron nuggets. I see. I don't see. Yeah, the industrious plus oily, which we can get from an ocean drone, mixing the water and diligent, plus primeval if we go through all of that line, which is actually pretty okay, I think. Starts us on oil, which we can then get the distilled one, which is still normal requirements, plus get distilled plus oily, we get the refined. And that I remember, I was fueling the entirety of my HV tier with refined queens. I had like 12 refined queens, and they were working day and night, providing me with oily combs, but most importantly with petroleum combs, each comb being able to spawn within a 4% chance, or I don't even know what that chance or not a chance. It was pretty slow, but whenever it happened, I was getting petroleum propolis in a centrifuge that was embedded in the system, and then I would get 500 fuel, and that would last me for ages. 480,000 electricity from just the diesel cell, which is 2 propolises, burnt in a combustion generator, or even in a turbo combustion generator. It can give us a lot of energy. It can fuel all the smelting of EBF. So bees are great. There are prospects with it. I've relied on bees before. I'm going to do that again. Perhaps it's going to be a bit harder to maintain this time because of all the skyblock thing happening, but there are positive things. Still cannot breed out the diligence. Oh, actually, it's going well. I'm gonna leave this in the chest and try to get the diligent. Yeah. Look how fast this is. It's already 2%. 3, and it's without any frames. I'm definitely getting there. Okay, some more iron should already be here. No, I'm not seeing it. Instead I see aluminum ore berries, which I have a lot of. Alright, we got the third hemp. That's great. Now, since it's already grown, we're going to destroy this thing and plant hemp here. It's going to be a long and weary road, but we will do it. Something happened to my iron. I'm not seeing any of the berries. Something happened. I'm afraid to look at it. But soon I'll have to. Alright, let's see. Most definitely, it probably just didn't grow. It's stage 2, stage 270. No, it's, can I look at this one? Stage, okay, it's 92, it's almost there. So we're getting our money soon. Very soon. Come back to hard. This is we destroy. Huh. Weed immediately. Like in the next second I destroyed reed, I got weed. There's a quest to collect 256 weeds. Did I get that? Farming. Nope. Where's this farming tab? I don't see it. Getting around. Fishing, farming, cooking. Supposed. Oh, we need to scan things first. We need to. This would be a very interesting thing for us. Portable scanner, stats and everything. Can get that. Spade, dense steel plate. Yeah, I think I need a bender to just get the spade. Because it has a higher chance of yielding seed bags, which I will need soon. I think I should concentrate on getting the bender. It should have been done a long time ago. I was just like messing around with things and didn't even think I should get that. Fender bender. 2 electric pistons. Oh, actually, and 4 electric motors. Well, quite pricey for all I see. We do not have jack shit. Sorry for my French. Copper, nickel. Really? Really? Copper, nickel. Obviously. Where did I used to get nickel? Did I just go for XP crafting or something? I'm surprised I don't have a single bar anywhere. It's not even, I can't even tee that. Alright. Apparently it should be gotten. Oh. Now we change spots. the nickel dust into the system. I'm definitely going to compose something standing on this XP drain, listening to that melody. It's like this theory with monkeys, that sooner or later, one monkey out of a million monkeys is gonna type Shakespeare, one of the Shakespeare pieces, just by randomly banging on the keys of your of the keyboard of a typewriter machine. You know, it's the same thing here. I'm standing here composing greatest hits of the world, and maybe something that nobody heard, and every time it's random. You could make AI do that, or you could make your ass do that, but just standing on this thing yields the same result. But the AI would never know how worthy your piece is that you've just created. Well, I can't do that either. Alright, I got a bunch of nickel. I think 3 stacks is enough. Spent about 400,000 XP doing that. Pretty expensive. Can we just mix it with copper here? Yes, I can do it. Nope. Alright, 14 iron. Let's go, boys. It's our income. Okay, while we're waiting on copper nickel for our bender project, we're gonna go visit a bee. It's still not diligent. Crazy, it's been like 4th cycle. But I'm getting there, don't worry. I've already bred out the short lifespan into the shortest, so should be good. There are 2 diligent, it's a diligent dominant drone, both traits being diligent, both traits being shortest, but there's one trait, the main one, the active one, that has fertility 2x instead of 3x that I need. It's a bit risky. And if we're getting the active shortest and 3x cultivated drone, then its inactive trait of being diligent is perhaps even more unlucky for us. I don't know which one will give us the diligent drone in the right condition first. The inactive diligent drone with all the characteristics I need, or, well, I guess this one is also inactive, the one that I need. But if we hit some misfortune and get an active diligent with 2x, it's still a diligent drone, which perhaps will turn our queen into diligent one, so I'll use that. But no, I'm not. I'm afraid to lose the 3x, so I'm going to be using only that. 3x being the primarily characteristic that I'm following. Oh, it's Blood Moon. So even if we don't get our diligent drone right away, we're still holding on to that 3x modifier of offsprings. Because we will eventually hit that right B. It needs to be with the right characteristics. I can't lose that. Right. Something. Oh yeah, no iron. We have to suffer through Blood Moon. More iron. We'll have to use peaceful now to get into this field. Oh, maybe opening scrap boxes during Blood Moon will get us something. Come on. I'm the unluckiest player. And I will never get. There's always a chance to never get nothing. Like, I mean, if on average it takes you 40,000 open scrap boxes to get what you need, there is a chance that you will get nothing in 40,000. And that might be me. Is that a hemp? Cucumber. No, sorry. I need a hemp here. And then a hemp here. Oh, we can already crossbreed that. It'll crossbreed with this corner crop. And once we have the full cross, we cut out the middleman and then do the fun part, where there can be a lot of outcomes to this middle crop that will be receiving 4 points of... Well, it's always going to be either hemp or something funny out of it. Presumably most of it is going to be berries and cucumbers and stuff. If I ever get an underbloom, it's gonna be crazy good. You know what? I'm behind. I'm thinking about this way of generating resources through somehow farming or extracting a compound resource from a bee, like let's say red alloy, and then centrifuging that back into its components. That's how I will get raw silicon, for example. So I won't have to breed my bee to get the straight silicon. I can just breed something that's more compound and then get the rest of it. The same thing here. What if there are actual crops in this world, like this ender pearl, which I can crush into ender pearl dust, and then if you look at it, this dust is actually can be electrolyzed back into what? Look, it's beryllium. Kind of useless at this point of the game. It's used further when you start dealing with radioactivity, right? And fusion. But that by that point, I won't need any crops at all when I get to fusion. Beryllium hydroxide. What is this? Why does that exist? Industrial strength hydrofluoric acid. Isn't that Kevlar recipe? Because oh, that's the useless uranium depletion or thorium reactor. Who does that? Like, can you point me a single person in this world who actually built this thing? Like, I mean, if you're super crazy about your, radioactivity and finding ways to breed all those things, then why not? But I don't even know what tier that is. It says EV and LEV tier dynamos, so it's I wouldn't even. No, it's higher. It requires an Equato cable, which is a PM. Who needs that? Like, dude. There is a chance I can get... If I decide to break that crop, it might give me a bag, which I can plant here, and this will quadruple our chances to speed up this process. Should we try? Using, of course, our travel. But if we lose that guy right here, Well, then I don't want to risk it. Okay, we got 21 more iron. Let's go address the situation. I think I'm going to plant the whole first floor and then I'll move on to the second. I don't want to do that in parallel. It's kind of meaningless. Next time I get a batch of iron, it's probably gonna help me fill the rest of this field. It's gonna be a lot. And by the time I'm done with this first floor, I will have had a lot of berries to plant. Hopefully. It's still pretty fast. Already half the first layer. Let's go check our bees. You are, for some reason, too... it's because of a blood moon. As soon as we planted the bee, blood moon started. About 30 seconds after that. You know, it's really fast, actually. It's like 1% every 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3 seconds. Okay, we have done the copper nickel while we were running around. Obviously only 2 stacks, which is not enough. Said we need 4. We got the circuits. The machine hole. We need aluminum for that. We have aluminum. We're gonna need 9 of that. And a bunch of aluminum for the pistons. 3, 6, 8, 10. Bender done. Wow, crazy. Crazy upgrades today. Where do we place it? This forming press. Well, we need all of it. you know, let's place it here for now. And immediately upgrade our wooden trowel. All we need is a bunch of dense steel plates. So it's 27 steel, if I remember correctly, because dense needs 9 steel each. It's 9 circuit, right? Yes. I'm gonna wait for some time. Grab one long wood stick. Said one, not the whole stack. Oh my god. Plus, oh yeah, that's nothing else, just that. And with that spade, I might even try to get this middle crop to give me all the... Well, it's interesting. What is this? Gray stone lily. Actually, stone lilies are pretty important, if I remember. Not all of them, but some of them are. Do I let it grow? Gray? I said gray or white stone lily? Oh, it's gray through A. Gray stone lily. I think it just gives stone dust. But the gray stone lily can be used to get ferro crop, which gives iron. No? Another stone lily. Black stone lily is what we can get from that. Red stone lily. I already said that. White stone lily. God. Marble. There's like... I also need maybe N dust. It gives a lot of hydrogen or helium, I think. I am going to destroy it. Oh, I got a bag. That's great. Just wonderful. Which means if something goes wrong, we can actually plant it back. Alright, bending was done. Now let's craft our spade. We need a... Oh, single-use hammer. No? Oh, the hammer, not the mallet. Good. Good lord, we did that. Time for spade. Yes. Oh, we can get any stone lily we want. I am going for goldfish plant for sure, because I know that those give us a lot of fish oil. I wouldn't want to be fishing for that anywhere else. Or maybe yellow stone lily is a thing. I remember that being useful. Yellow stone lily. No. Yeah, it's end stone. It's also important. It gives sand. Oh well, sand doesn't matter. What can I use that for? To get platinum, metallic powder, turn all of that into platinum nuggets, and somehow that might give us something. Plus helium, of course, and tungstate, which is meh for now. I don't know. I can't decide. Goldfish seems harder to get. Sort of. Is it the yelling goldfish I'm talking about? Is this the one? Yeah. Fish oil plus golden nuggets. Fish oil can be used as a, well, really can't be used as an energy, but it can help us get glycerol, which is needed for epoxy later on. Fish oil can be used for lubricant at a very killer rate. Actually, a very bad rate. I don't know, let's kind of compare the tiers of items, tiers of what we get. Goldfish plant seeds is, where do we see the tier of this thing? Well, there's like breeding points 34. Let's say that is something. And this one, the yellow still only has 30. I think I'm gonna go with fish now. Or maybe I wait. Okay, let's wait for now. We're not hurrying. Let's just keep that buffer here in case we want something else. Now let's read about the spade because it has a lot of functions depending on what you click and how you do it. You can use it to get seeds from crops when they're immature, meaning 3 out of 4 stages or 2 out of 4 stages, using right click at very low rates. To get seeds at very low rates using right click. Right click is okay, this finger. Using left click when immature will result in nothing. So if you just want to get rid of crops while they're immature, you left click this thing and it dies. Using right click allows you to get some seeds if you're lucky. When it's mature, meaning 4 out of 4 stages, right, or 3 out of 3, use left click to have a higher chance of seed dropping. Using right click when mature will result in lower seed drops than punching it normally. I don't understand, like, when something is mature, you can use both left click and right click, and those clicks are gonna decide the rate of seed dropping. Like, why would I want less seeds to be dropped than usual? Apparently not to trash my inventory, right? But there's the thing. Why do they decide that when the plant is immature, using right click gives you crops, gives you seeds, and left click doesn't give seeds? But in mature state, it's in reverse. Left click gives you higher chance, and right click gives you lower chance. Couldn't they have just stuck to the same pattern of right click being the thing that gives you seeds and the left click being the one that doesn't? Because I'm gonna mess up so many times trying to... I'll be reading this thing like every time I come up to the crops. I already know that. Okay, there's a mature crop. I'm gonna move right now. Let's go for it. The middle one. I will be using left click. I'm gonna look at my finger now so I don't mess anything up. And do that. And it gave me a seed. Right? And some string because it's hemp. I am replanting the seed onto a crop here. This one goes like that. And this one is useless, and we'll be getting we won't be using that for now. So when this grows, we're gonna be milking this middle spot for more hemp. Perhaps I'll probably even have a lot of more than one spot with hemp crisscrossing itself, like in this in the cross fashion, maybe like 3 or 4 plots, and every time it's gonna be giving me a different result. I will increase my chances to get something worthwhile out of that. Okay, while the bender is online, I can definitely do something with it. I could have just gotten a dense plate from completing a quest. Didn't even see that. Alright, still cultivated. We're still in the land of cultivated bees. Didn't get the right one. But we are trying. 3 out of 3 fertility on both of them. This is a bad one. This is a good one. And this is what doesn't matter. Okay, I think the next one will be fully diligent. There's no other way, really. So what can we do with the bender? Get better pipes. Better tools. Not looking forward to it. Super chest 1. What for? I don't see how that can be useful. Besides, I could have easily gotten the quadruple iron plate without even using bender. Yeah, I can now get a void upgrade on my chest. On my drawer. I think I've actually covered the entirety of the... Well, there's a laser engraver and a mixer, and those are all of the single block machines I will need in MV. So I'm pretty happy about that. You know, I'm starting to bang the ceiling with my head a bit when it comes to HV. I'm already at the stage where I need to be moved onto onto the next tier. It's interesting. Yet, you see, I'm not winning at Gamba at all. I can't get the right... I don't know, this thing is gonna F me over for sure. I either start exploiting water or I don't know. This doesn't make sense. To be killing stacks of steel. Well, when iron is online, I will have a lot of steel. When the iron field is fully online, which will happen in about 3 hours, maybe 4. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna be finishing for the day. It's been 3 hours already. Try not to stream for too long, avoiding burnouts. So we did a lot of things today. Put our iron farm online. Now we officially have 4 fields running. 2 of them being experience, 1 aluminum and 1 iron. Next time I think I will be trying to get to copper. I should probably do that right away. Copper berries. Turn 1 field into copper berries fully. Well, can we... Yeah, look at that. We can get the nugget as well, but permutatio is our aspect that we have to get. And it's a bad aspect. So getting copper nuggets from that is actually a pipe dream. Well, I actually want to look at the rate of how fast will I be able to get the copper dust from these copper ore berries or iron ore berries at this point. If it's too slow, then I'm not seeing how this can be useful for us. I would rather get my source my copper from XP buckets and everything. It's a lot easier this way. Alright, so guys, thank you everybody for watching my super content in 720p. Well, actually, I'm pretty well aware that mostly I'm an audiobook for you, if anyone actually turns on volume here. And I'll see you next time, and goodbye. I will probably do a raid right now, even though it's just for people. I have a good mood, so I will do a raid. MC Term is streaming. Might give him a bit. Might give him a knock. He's quite. He's into ZPM. I see. He's like googling casings, but he's our good friend. Well, so let's. I'm going to raid you to him probably.